A surprising little beef has developed between Lawrence Okolie and Dillian Whyte. Now, these two actually know each other fairly well. They've sparred a number of times, especially down in Miguel's gym. And it appears to have started off here. And I don't know if there was anything that happened before this, all right? Full disclosure. Maybe there's some kind of pre-existing beef, or maybe they've had clashes on social media before. I'm unaware. But as far as I know, it has started by Lawrence Okolie coming out saying, I personally believe I could beat Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte responded and said, you have a lot to say on the, well, I guess he meant to say internet there. All right. You have a lot to say on the internet. Lawrence Okolie, and he continues on and says, I will bump into you soon enough, mate, and see what you really say, wasteman. Lawrence Okolie says, see you at the next show. In fact, someone reply here. No, it wasn't Dillian Whyte. Then he left a screenshot here, which I'll get to in a second, of him and Dillian Whyte sparring at Miguel's gym in Brixton. So yeah, Dillian Whyte responded by saying, I'll bump into you soon enough, mate, and see. Already been through that one. Lawrence Okolie responded again and said, you will, as in you will see me soon, and I'll say the same thing to your face, KMT, which means kiss my teeth, for those of you who don't know the lingo. Yeah, interesting little beef developing. Dillian Whyte has also responded here in this IFL interview, which he did, was it yesterday, today? And he basically says that Lawrence Okolie is just clout chasing, using his name to try and boost his own profile. And he doesn't honestly believe that Lawrence Okolie wants to fight. He said, if he does, we can do it at a catch weight. I'll come down a bit, you come up, and we'll do the fight there if you're really serious. Now, what's interesting is the fact that Dillian Whyte manages a cruiserweight who has been linked to a potential fight down the line with Lawrence Okolie, Richard Riakporhe. So I don't know if maybe that is the source of the beef between them, between Dillian Whyte and Lawrence Okolie. Maybe he's been saying that Richard Riakporhe could beat Okolie down the line, and Richard Riakporhe is, I don't know, maybe he's been saying Richard Riakporhe's got better potential. I'm not sure. But as I say, he said that Okolie can get that smoke if he wants it, if he wants to move up. Interesting that Dillian Whyte would say that he's willing to fight Lawrence Okolie. How many people know Lawrence Okolie compared to the amount of people who know Alexander Usyk? Because that's a fight that Dillian Whyte says he's not interested in right now because nobody knows Usyk. But does anybody know Okolie? No disrespect to Lawrence Okolie, but right now he is the king of the domestic scene in the cruiserweight division in Britain, right? He's British cruiserweight champion. He hasn't moved up to world level yet. So, you have to question that. Anyway, this is what you guys all want to see. A sparring clip. I love sparring rumors and I love sparring clips. This is a sparring clip released by Lawrence Okolie on his Instagram page, which he kind of teased earlier on in one of his tweets with this screenshot. And the message, the comment that Lawrence has left here is he says, here's a quick 20 seconds of me slapping your favorite heavyweight about. I don't give a toss about Dillian Whyte and or anyone else in the industry. So let's have a look, right? Let's have a look and see if he really is slapping your favorite heavyweight about. Nice defense there from Lawrence. You see that move in his head? Left hook. Not sure if that landed. The right hand landed. That was a nice shot. Okay, that was blocked. Uppercut. Okay, nice uppercut there. This is the clip playing again. Now, obviously, it's a very short clip, and you can't read too much into a clip that's this short because a lot of people do. Boxing fans are very reactionary. Boxing fans are very easily fooled in general. And so they see a tiny little short clip and they make an assessment on who got the better of the spar out of a 20-second clip. A lot of people want to do that. And most famously, when people were saying that Deontay Wilder got destroyed by David Haye in sparring based upon a tiny little clip that David Haye released as part of the promo for him versus Tyson Fury. and people said, oh, Hay destroyed Wilder in sparring. When David Hay himself came out in numerous interviews and said that clip was edited. I mean, this is common sense anyway, and I was saying it before David Hay admitted it, but he said that clip was edited by my own team to make me look good. They included all my best moments in those spars with Deontay Wilder, and they didn't include his best moments. So Deontay Wilder hit me with plenty of good shots which weren't shown in that clip. Despite the fact that David Hay said that, you had people literally for years afterwards maintaining that David Hay destroyed Deontay Wilder in sparring. This is the reactionary nature of boxing fans and just shows you how easily fooled they are. So, yeah, in this clip here, Lawrence Okolie looks like he's getting the better of it. He looks like he's the boss in the ring, but it's a very short clip. I don't know how long ago it was, but one thing I will say, right, just play it again here, is look at Lawrence Okolie's movement here. Look at his head movement. Look at the way he's rolling with punches. I haven't seen Lawrence Okolie move like that in a professional fight. So Lawrence, I think, has a lot more in the locker, which he hasn't yet shown us in professional fights. So, yeah, to me, this shows that Lawrence has got a lot more potential than he's shown so far. Because, you look at the Matty Yaskin fight. When Matty Yaskin was coming forward at him, he wasn't rolling his shoulders like that and coming back with punches. He was just grabbing, falling in, grabbing. That's why I think on the big stage, the couple times when the colleagues say, look at him here, slipping, moving, rolling. On the big stage, the couple times that Lawrence Okolie has been in fairly high-profile fights against Matty Yaskin and obviously against Isaac Chamberlain, I think the occasion has got to Lawrence a little bit. And that's not really a knock against him because it's a lot of pressure to have on you when you've only had however many fights Lawrence has had. When he fought Isaac Chamberlain, I think it was, his 7th fight or something like that? 7th, 8th fight. And then Matty Yaskin was like his 10th or 11th fight. So there's a lot of pressure on him. And he didn't have an enormous number of amateur fights. I think he only had 25 or something amateur fights. So, for a guy who lacks that experience, you can understand why he's not performing to his best under the bright lights in a high pressure situation. The most important thing is he's still getting the wins. But, I can understand why maybe we're not seeing the best Lawrence Okolie. We're not seeing the Okolie that his trainers and sparring partners see in the gym. We haven't seen it in the ring yet, at least not in his biggest fights. So, yeah, looks good here in sparring, this tiny little sparring clip against Dillian Whyte. But hey, I'm sure they've sparred other times and maybe Dillian Whyte got the better of it on other occasions. And of course, Dillian Whyte is one of those guys who will produce. Dillian Whyte is never frozen in a fight. Dillian Whyte has never gone in there and just grabbed every 2 seconds because the occasion's getting to him. No. So even if Lawrence Okolie has been doing well against Dillian Whyte in every spar, that doesn't mean he'd do well against him under the bright lights. Dillian Whyte has been in there on big occasions, headlining at the O2, high pressure situations, and Dillian Whyte performs. We know Dillian Whyte's going to deliver. Whether his performance will be enough to beat every single opponent is a different matter. But we know that Dillian Whyte is going to come and give his best every time. Yeah, when I say give his best, he might not always be in the best condition physically. He might be carrying injuries and stuff like that. But I'm talking about his best effort. He's always going to give his best effort, Dillian Whyte. Under the bright lights, under the pressure. Do we know the same about Lawrence Okolie at the moment? To me, that's still an open question. We don't know if Lawrence Okolie can always give his best under the bright lights. If he can, show this kind of movement, the slipping and rolling when somebody's attacking him and then coming back with shots. So, yeah, we'll see, man. But interesting sparring footage and an interesting little beef that's developed between the two. And Dillian Whyte, by the way, in this interview, he says that when he sees Lawrence Okolie, he's just going to slap him up. He's going to move him up. That's what he's been saying. So Dillian is one of them kind of guys. He's a confrontational person. If he's got an issue with you, he's going to tell you face to face. He don't care who you are. That's how he's always been. And I don't doubt him when he says he's going to confront Lawrence Okolie. So we'll see what happens, man. Hopefully they got some security around to calm the situation down, man. We don't want nobody ending up with a broken jaw when they got a fight lined up. So let me know what you guys think of this little beef in the comment section below. Now, some people might even say, if you're really cynical, some people might say that this is a contrived beef between Dillian Whyte and Lawrence Okolie, that they're probably best pals behind the scenes, but just to, keep their name in the headlines. Not like Dillian Whyte really needs it at the moment. He's one of the top 5 heavyweights in the world. But there are going to be some who say maybe Dillian Whyte's helping Lawrence Okolie out by creating a fake beef and, what have you. So, because this is, as far as I'm aware, this is the first that I've heard Dillian Whyte really badmouth Lawrence Okolie. And obviously he's responding to something Lawrence Okolie has said. I can't remember Lawrence Okolie badmouthing Dillian Whyte before either. So I don't know. Maybe it's a genuine beef, but I do have to mention the fact that there are going to be some people who claim that it's, Oh, I mean, look, right? I didn't even read this before. Look at this here. All this was just an elaborate plan to get a follow from Dillian. I respect the hustle. Okay, he's saying it's a plan from Okolie, I guess. But I'm sure there are going to be people who say that these two have collaborated and it's a fake beef. They do it in music all the time, particularly with rap, hip hop. And you get two artists who appear to be beefing, but behind the scenes they're actually best friends, and it's all just to sell records. Someone's got an album coming out or a single coming out. And so they decide to have this big public spat with someone who they were previously cool with, and it just helps sales. So I don't know. There are going to be people saying that too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this whole situation. I think it's fun, and I mean, maybe we will get a fight out of it. We'll see. But right now, Lawrence Okolie is only at British level as a cruiserweight. He's doing very well, but he's a British level cruiserweight. Why would Dillian Whyte want to fight a British level cruiserweight, So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.